Up with us, I'm Mary Strong, alongside the newest member of our NBC Palm Springs team, weatherman Pablo Alcino. Welcome to the team.
Thank you for being here. And Jerry Steffen, he's the legend, he's the best. Hope he recovers quickly, because I'm a nighttime person, but I love sitting next to you here today, Mary.
Oh, thank you for waking up early with us. We really appreciate you. As most of you know, Jerry had heart surgery last Thursday. Happy to report he's doing really great. Jerry, if you're watching, we miss you. And Pablo, welcome to the team. You'll be on night side, but you'll be filling in for Jerry for about a month while he recovers. So we're really happy to have you on the mornings.
But don't judge me next to Jerry. He's the best. But I'm going to try to bring my personality and charm as well. So I hope you like me, and thank you for having me, Palm Springs.
Oh, that's wonderful. We had some great temperatures over the weekend. It was so nice, really mild and lovely outside.
It was gorgeous this morning. I walked out of there, it was in the 70s. But later on this week, we will have some rain. So I have that coming up later on in our weather segment.
Okay, wonderful. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, Pablo.
Thank you, Mary.
Under our top story this morning, a series of earthquakes over the weekend rattled residents in and around the Big Bear area. It began with a 3.3 magnitude quake at 11:15 Saturday night. Then another 3.4 quake just before 3 in the morning. And then yet another quake about 3:40 a.m. with a magnitude of 3.5. The U.S. Geological Survey says there were two more weaker quakes just before and just after 6 in the morning, which they classify as aftershocks to the first set of quakes. There have been no injuries or damages reported. October 7th marks the 2-year anniversary of the attacks Hamas launched on Israel. The attack was the deadliest single day of violence since the nation was formed in 1948. And over the weekend, organizations across the country gathered to commemorate those lives lost since that time and the ensuing war. That includes local organizations like the Jewish Federation of the Desert. We spoke with the CEO about the gathering titled "A New Day Will Rise."
People from throughout the Coachella Valley have come together to honor the memory of those who perished on that day, and to those who have perished since that day over the course of the last 2 years, and to find hope and solidarity with each other.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel is on the verge of a deal with Hamas to bring all the hostages home, those who are alive and those who have died. Netanyahu added that Hamas will be disarmed. A mosquito in Palm Springs has tested positive for West Nile virus, the city's first positive sample this year. The sample was collected near South Camino Real and East Laverne Way. It's one of 11 positive samples collected in the Coachella Valley so far. In response, mosquito control treatments began Friday using organic EPA-approved products that are safe for people, pets, and other wildlife. In Palm Springs, aerial and truck-mounted applications will continue from 7 p.m. through 7 a.m. for a week, all starting today. Vector Control says it's important to make sure you dump any standing water around your property and use EPA-registered repellents. If you'd like to know where they'll be treating those mosquitoes, we'll have a map on our website. It's on our newsroom tab at NBCPalmSprings.com. Ballots are now hitting mailboxes across California ahead of the special election on November 4th. One of the most talked about measures is Proposition 50. NBC Palm Springs' Alondra Campos joins us live in studio to explain more about the proposition and what you need to know before you send in your ballot. Alondra?
That's right, Mary. Beginning today, millions of California voters are receiving their ballots in the mail. And one measure on that ballot could redraw political lines from Sacramento to the Coachella Valley. So as we previously reported, Proposition 50 would allow state lawmakers, not the independent commission, to redraw California's 52 congressional districts ahead of the 2026 election. For the Coachella Valley, that could bring some significant changes. So according to these maps, the cities that Republican Ken Calvert currently represents would be divided between numerous congressional districts. That would mean that cities like Palm Desert and Rancho Mirage would be actually represented by Congressman Raul Ruiz under the 25th congressional district. The changes would also impact cities across county borders, such as 29 Palms, which would also fall under Ruiz's representation. Now, on one hand, supporters say it ensures fairness after other states like Texas gerrymandered maps. On the other hand, opponents call it a political power grab.
The difference between what we're doing and what Texas has done is in Texas, the politicians redrew the map and got it passed. The people of California will decide whether to temporarily redistrict as a response to Trump and Texas.
There's 5 congressional districts that could potentially become more favorable to Democrats. But really what we're looking at is actually it'll impact about 10 congressional districts. It'll make 5 of them a lot more Democratic, and it'll make 5 of them a little more Democratic. So I think that it would definitely, it could impact national elections. It doesn't mean they're going to wipe the Republicans out. There's nothing stopping us from working hard, getting our message out.
Now, ballot drop boxes open as soon as tomorrow, and the voter registration deadline is on October 20th. Although the special election will take place on November 4th, early in-person voting begins as soon as October 25th. Now, here are some key dates to know. On October 6th, ballots are mailed out to all registered voters. On October 7th, ballot drop boxes open. And as we previously stated, voter registration deadline is on October 20th, and early in-person voting begins on October 25th. Very important dates to remember. And of course, on November 4th is Election Day. So coming up, we'll have more details on the funding behind Proposition 50 and why this move is being deemed as one of Governor Gavin Newsom's most expensive measure yet. Stay with us for the latest details. Live in studio, I'm Alondra Campos.
Alondra, thank you so much for that report. Let's head outside now and take a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs. I hope your morning's off to a great start. We had some nice temperatures over the weekend. Pablo's in the Weather Center with a look at your forecast for today. Hi, Pablo.
Hi, Mary, again, an absolutely gorgeous night. Now look, today hitting normal, 95 degrees, which is the normal. But you remember last year, a record high, 115 degrees. I actually do remember that because I visited Palm Springs last October and said, how do people live here? Now I am thrilled that I am living here, but I do like 95 degrees more than 115. Hourly temperatures, it was gorgeous to go out walking early. The moon was so beautiful, walking in, soaking in that 72 degrees. It's going to heat up, of course. By 5 p.m., going to get to a high of around 93 degrees in the Palm Springs area. Then you see the dew points as well. Now the high temperatures for today, Palm Springs will reach up to 95. Now the one I like is Idlewild, 80 degrees for a high. How do you like that? Love that. The high for the day, thermal for the area at 97 degrees, with Indio at 95, and Banning a cool 84 degrees. Of course, I'll have a lot more in the longer weather, but I wanted to give you the 3-day Comfort Air 3-day forecast. Monday, 95, gorgeous. 97 on Tuesday, absolutely 0% chance of rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but we might have rain towards the weekend. I'll have that coming up in my longer weather. And again, once again, thank you, Palm Springs, for having me. I am Pablo. I am thrilled to be here. This is just day one of, I hope, many, many more. Back over to Mary.
Pablo, we're happy to have you too. Thanks so much. Well, Travis Barker of Blink-182 hosted his annual 5K run on Sunday, only this time it was in Palm Desert. The drummer invited people out to participate in his Run Travis Run event. It started at 8:30 in the morning and took place at Civic Center Park in Palm Desert. Barker says this is a way to bring like-minded people together and to motivate people to get outside and walk or run for a few hours. He was in town because Blink-182 was playing at Acrisure Arena on Saturday and Sunday, part of the arena's Magnificent Seven lineup. The Bianca Ray Foundation brought together 550 middle school students Saturday for the 12th annual Ray of Hope retreat at the Palm Springs Convention Center. It's designed to give students practical tools to navigate life's challenges, build confidence, and foster resilience in the face of social pressures.
Today made me feel really inspired because I just thought I can feel like I can believe in myself and never doubt myself, and everyone should just know that you're good enough and you'll always be, and you just need to know that you are you.
Well, the past 12 years, this retreat has become an empowering space where young people can openly talk about issues like mental health, bullying, social media pressures, and self-worth. The Barkey Bash 2025, an annual fundraiser for Barkey Laurie's House of Love, is set to take place October 9th at the Palm Springs Surf Club. The nonprofit is a senior sanctuary and hospice providing end-of-life and love care for more than 150 animals. The celebration will help senior dogs with local superstar, special day honoring for Melody Farnick, and more. Every ticket sold for the event supports end-of-life care and sanctuary living for senior pups. Well, you may have noticed your daily coffee costing a little bit more lately as prices climb from inflation, tariffs, and extreme weather conditions. One local shop is brewing up ways to keep customers satisfied without raising your bill. Our NBC Palm Springs Kai Beach has that story.
Whether it's an iced Americano or a hot latte, Tara Uziel is passionate about serving her community. And while celebrating her one-year anniversary at Hot Lips Coffee in Cathedral City,
I just need to keep moving forward.
She's also facing a nationwide challenge, rising coffee prices.
I mean, look, I'm not a numbers girl, okay? I just don't pay more. I can't tell you specifics, but it's more. Everything's more. All of it is. My milk, my syrups, my coffee.
Over the past year, coffee costs have surged nearly 21%, driven by inflation, tariffs, and extreme weather. And that's leaving many customers concerned about affording their daily cup of joe.
Coffee for a special occasion or like once a week going out to a great coffee place is worth it. Now, at what point, I don't know when it's going to be not worth it.
It makes me think like at a certain point there'll be a breaking point where I would go like, am I going to spend $7 for a latte? Not sure.
Despite the price surge, Tara says she won't pass these higher costs to customers.
No, I mean, that's just not my vibe, my style. I'm not that way. I'm more concerned about bringing people in and showing people a good time here. Money isn't my highlight right now. I'm just trying to get people in here.
Instead, she's focused on serving her community. One cup of coffee at a time. I'm Kai Beach for NBC Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, you coming?
It's time now for We're in the Valley, where we show you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and you guess where it is. So let me show you the photo. Take a good look at this. Do you know where this is? You'll have a little time to think about it. We're going to reveal the special location at the end of our broadcast. I'll give you a small hint before we get there. Coming up next on your morning news, Mandy Gaither breaks down the benefits of Sober October. That's next. But a little bit later on, Friday was supposed to bring the government's latest jobs report, but the government shutdown delayed that release. We'll tell you about the effects of that later on in our broadcast. We're going to head back outside, though, and take a live look. This one is at our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. We've got some light traffic out there to start your Monday. Pablo Alcina has your AccuWeather forecast for you straight ahead.
And Desert Entertainment with Todd, only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
It's time now for Dish Detective. It's a segment we do with local food reviewers dining with the Davids. They show you a video of some of the top dishes of a local restaurant, and you guess that restaurant. It's on our Instagram page, NBC Palm Springs. If you guess the restaurant, you're entered into a drawing for a $100 gift card for that restaurant. Last week's restaurant was Kiki's in La Quinta. Let's see if you can crack this case. Take a look.
It's the week of October 6th, and it's time to play Dish Detective. We've tracked 3 clues to a mystery cafe somewhere in the Coachella Valley. Think you can crack the case? Leave your guess in the comments by Thursday at noon for a chance to win a $100 gift card to this establishment. The answer and the winner will be revealed on the Friday morning newscast on NBC Palm Springs. Ready, gumshoes? First, a golden buttery croissant drizzled and filled with a rich pistachio cream and topped with a sprinkle of salted pistachios. It's a pastry that practically whispers buongiorno. Next, the Capri. Fresh baked sourdough carries sun-ripened tomatoes, creamy mozzarella, and fragrant basil. A generous swipe of house-made pesto and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil brings it all together. Bellissimo. And our final clue, a dainty coconut cake filled with delicate coconut cream, wrapped in a light vanilla frosting, then gently rolled in organic coconut for a finish that is pure dulce vita. Think you've cracked the case, or are you still lost in translation? Leave your guess in the comments and be sure to watch NBC Palm Springs on Friday morning for the grand reveal. The clock starts now.
Ooh, all looks so very good. Well, you can find that video on our Instagram page, NBC Palm Springs. You have until noon on Thursday to guess it right. And don't forget to tag the restaurant you think it is. And don't forget that you need to follow both Dining with the Davids and NBC Palm Springs to qualify. We'll reveal the winner on our Friday morning newscast. Good luck, detectives. It's time now for Your Health Today, brought to you by Inland Empire Health Plan. A new Canadian study says emotional well-being is just as important as physical health for longevity. Researchers looked at more than 8,000 people over 60 and found 1 in 4 were able to deliberately improve their health and happiness in just 3 years. The key factors were social support, positive mindset, and healthy habits. Experts say it's about focusing healthy habits for the whole person. They believe the findings could change how we approach aging in the years ahead. This study was published on September 24th in the journal PLOS ONE. Sober October is a month-long challenge to abstain from drinking alcohol. It's a global movement that allows people to see what a sober life looks like. But what can 1 month of not drinking do for a person? Mandy Gaither explains the benefits and has some tips on how to have a successful cocktail-free month.
October may mean pumpkins and colorful leaves, but for some, it also kicks off a month-long challenge to stay sober.
Abstaining from alcohol for even a short period of time can really make a big difference when it comes to our health.
Registered dietitian Sarah Ream with Orlando Health says alcohol puts a strain on the body, and those cocktails can have consequences.
It can increase our risk for cancer. It can increase symptoms of anxiety, depression, even learning problems. And long-term alcohol use can really increase our risk for things like heart disease, hypertension, which is high blood pressure.
Whether you're sober curious and plan to cut back or want to kick your drinking habit altogether, Ream says to set yourself up for success by planning ahead. If you're used to having a drink after work or out with friends, it's helpful to still have something in your hand.
Still have a beverage, but maybe that's a sparkling water or a non-alcoholic alternative to our favorite beverage.
Next, Reem says to still maintain the integrity of the habit, use a wine glass or beer tumbler you're used to using with the non-alcoholic drink. And finally, let your friends and family know what you're doing.
Even getting a buddy to do it with you. That way you have somebody that is there supporting you, kind of going through this journey with you.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, if you'd like more information on the stories we're airing in our broadcast today, you can go to our new website on NBCPalmSprings.com. You're going to find our top stories and our breaking news right there on our homepage. And we've got a really cool feature. It's our newsroom tab where you're going to find our stories and all of our community events organized by date. We're going to head back over to Pablo in the Weather Center for a look at what's ahead in your forecast. Pablo.
Look at this beautiful shot of downtown Palm Springs, the Aguas Caliente Casino Cam. Just a gorgeous morning, the moon looking almost full. Perfect. I'll have my full weather coming up next on NBC Palm Springs. Pablo Alsina with your full weather. You're watching right now the Agua Caliente Rancho Mirage Cam. Shout out to Agua Caliente Rancho Mirage. I'm actually staying there while I look for a place to stay in Palm Springs. I'm so thrilled to be here, especially because the temperatures are going down a bit. Let's check out weather right now. 69 degrees in Palm Springs, 0.0 chance of rain, but coming up later this week, you will see some rain. So we're going to talk about that. Very low wind, my hair perfect, staying in place for my first day on NBC Palm Springs. Around 6 miles per hour, the wind in Palm Springs. Gusts 6 miles an hour also at Big Bear City. Now, let's look at the temperatures. Right now, Desert Hot Springs at 72, Palm Springs at 69. It's going to heat up to around 95. Big Bear City, already 30 degrees. I can't wait to go skiing. I'm not a good skier, but now that I live closer to Big Bear, I'm going to learn to ski a bit more. Looking at the high temperatures in the area, LA, where I just moved from, 78 degrees, Phoenix at 95, Palm Springs at 95, and gorgeous San Diego at 73. But in our area, Cabazon at 87 degrees, Idlewild at 73, our friends in Big Bear City coming in at 65 degrees, Palm Desert, the high for the area, at 96 degrees. Now, the low temperatures for tonight, I love this, 70 degrees in Palm Springs, just a gorgeous time to be in the desert. No cloud, stars are going to be gorgeous, should be a full moon as well. Idlewild at 52, Indio at 64, and 29 Palms coming in at a low of 60 degrees. But once again, Big Bear City, 32 degrees. Might have to go up there. And now our 7-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. This is what I mentioned earlier. Absolutely no rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But on Friday, we should see some rain coming in. Thursday night to Friday morning, there should be some rain. I'm Pablo Alsina. More NBC Palm Springs news coming up next.
Voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance.
Some store-made deli products with bow tie pasta are being recalled at grocery stores in 15 states. The recalled products primarily include pesto and basil bow tie pasta salad that may be contaminated with listeria. They were sold at stores owned by Albertsons companies, including Albertsons, Safeway, and Vons. There have been no reports of injuries or adverse reactions from the products, luckily. But if you think you may have bought the recalled salads and meals, you're urged to throw them out, and you can also return the items to the store for a full refund. Rite Aid has officially shut down all of its stores nationwide. In a statement on its website, the company thanked customers for their many years of support. The pharmacy chain announced the store closures in May when it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That was the second time the company filed for bankruptcy since 2023. Rite Aid previously said customer prescriptions would be transferred to other pharmacies. This website has links for customers to get more information on the Rite Aid stores. Ozempic and Wegovy are coming to a Costco near you. Novo Nordisk, the company that makes Ozempic and Wegovy, announced that it will be selling the prescription pens at Costco stores. A 4-week supply of the weight loss drug will cost $499 out of pocket. Executive members and those with Costco Citibank credit cards also get a cashback reward as part of the chain's prescription program. For members who have insurance, the price will depend on their plan. The discounted prescriptions will be available at over 600 Costco pharmacies nationwide. Well, Friday was supposed to bring the government's latest jobs report, but the government shutdown delayed that release, and now businesses, job hunters, and investors are without that insight at a crucial time. Karen Kafer reports now from Washington.
In the midst of a government shutdown on Friday morning, the latest government employment data was a mystery even to U.S. Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRemer.
Usually we get the reports the day before, and I haven't seen that for this month.
The delay of the release of the September jobs report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics means Wall Street investors, Main Street businesses, and consumers have one less piece of the economic puzzle to make important financial decisions.
It's not like all the data goes away, but it's certainly one source that a lot of people pay attention to could be quite delayed.
One private data source, the ADP payroll report released Wednesday, estimated the private sector lost 32,000 jobs during September. With healthcare and education adding jobs, most other sectors slumping, and small businesses with fewer than 50 employees shedding more jobs than larger companies.
There's been this wait and see from employers in terms of whether they're going to hire. We've seen a number of employers, for other reasons, decide that they are going to contract their workforces, and so we're seeing those announcements as well.
If a shutdown drags on and continues to stall the release of future economic reports, the Federal Reserve could be without key data when they meet for their next move on interest rates at the end of the month. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, coming up next on your morning news, Chris Gunterson has your traffic update. We still have some construction going on out there as we head into season. He'll break that down for you next. But later on, NBC Palm Springs, Alondra Campos will take a deeper dive into the upcoming special election on Proposition 50. You're watching NBC Palm Springs in the morning. Keep it right here.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Oh.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Welcome back on this Monday morning, October 6th. I'm Mary Strong. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. We'll have your AccuWeather forecast coming up for you in just a few minutes. But first, it's time for Know Before You Go, where we tell you about all the major construction projects going on in the Valley for the week so you can avoid getting caught in traffic and know before you go. Joining us live from the CV Sync Traffic Management Center in Thousand Palms is Program Manager Chris Gunterson. Chris, good morning to you. I hope you had a great weekend. Love the new digs. Wow, it's
yes,
looking
they're
good.
very
You're
nice.
zhuzhing it up back there. I like it.
We're still trying to get things put in the right spot, but it's pretty nice. A lot more room, that's for sure.
Indeed.
So what we got going on this week? So first, we're going to start with a completed project in Rancho Mirage. This was the slurry seal project, which was taking place all along Highway 111 in Rancho Mirage and a short section there on Monterey. Well, we're happy to announce that this project is complete, and the city of Rancho Mirage asked me to personally thank the residents and neighboring cities. A big thank you for the patience. This was a kind of a difficult project, so they wanted to extend a thank you to the valley and the residents of Rancho Mirage. But the crews did a really good job out there, kept everything safe, and we kept traffic moving pretty good. So with that, we're going to close out that project. I like to do that sometimes. Anyway, we're going to start with the second project in Palm Desert, which butts right up next to that project on the slurry seal. This is the bridge maintenance project in Palm Desert. This was projected to last about 3 weeks. They have made quite a bit of progress on this, so I'm not sure if that 3-week timeline is still good, but we'll get some more details on that for next week. But this has been down to 1 lane at times, and your alternate route for this one, if it's still going on, is going to be Monterey and Gerald Fort. So use that to kind of avoid this little area. And since the slurry seals project, you could also use Bob Pope. There's another option for you. Now we're going to go into the project the Water District's been doing on Cook Street. They're putting in a water line down there. And this project has been extended a little bit. It's going to go to October 30th. Your alternate routes for that is going to be Portola, Washington. There's a lot of changing traffic control there. They got a couple of signals in red flash. So you definitely want to try to avoid this area, especially during school drop-off and pickup. That area gets very busy by the high school. So if you want to avoid that area, use Washington Street or Portola. You could even use Monterey as well. So our safety tip for the week, we've heard me talk about this quite a bit, slowing down, staying off the phone. But if you're at an intersection waiting for a red light, I see a lot of people there. They're doing the, I'm paying attention, looking at their phone, and they miss a lot of the changing conditions at the intersection. So continue to remind people, stay off your phone while you're driving. There's enough going on in your car and around you to warrant your attention. So slow down, put the phone down. And next week, we'll try and find some of the other projects that are happening throughout the valley. But with season coming on, things are starting to calm down for construction, which is nice. And anyway, that's all I got for this week.
Thanks so much, Chris. We really appreciate the great tips and the reminder to put the phone down. I like to put it in my the little side console, and that way I don't even look at it.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes because I'm even tempted sometimes to look at it when I'm at an intersection because when I see something wrong at the intersection, the first thing I want to do is call somebody and tell them about it.
That's right.
So I have to remind myself as well to leave it down where it belongs.
And I find that too, you know, the brain gets addicted to looking at the device, and when you're not, it's like, well, now what do I do, right? But what you do is really pay attention to what you're doing, driving a car, and making sure you're following all the rules and you're alert so that when the light does turn green, you can go. I sat behind so many people in the last week. The light turns green and we're all still sitting there, and you know they're on their phones, right?
Yep. So there's a lot of emerging technology coming up that will prompt you when the light's going to turn red. But for now, we still need to rely on ourselves to pay attention.
That's right. Thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate you. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Monday.
Absolutely. Thank you.
On to other news this morning. Ballots are now hitting mailboxes across California ahead of the special election on November 4th. One of the most talked about measures is Proposition 50. NBC Palm Springs' Alondra Campos joins us live in studio to explain more about the proposition and what you need to know before sending in your ballot.
That's right, Mary. Beginning today, millions of California voters are receiving their ballots in the mail, and one measure on that ballot could redraw political lines from Sacramento to the Coachella Valley. As we previously reported, Proposition 50 would allow state lawmakers, not the Independent Commission, to redraw California's 52 congressional districts ahead of the 2026 election. For the Coachella Valley, that could bring some significant changes. According to the proposed maps, the city's Republican Calvert represents would be divided between numerous congressional districts. That would mean that cities like Palm Desert and Rancho Mirage would be represented by Congressman Raul Ruiz under the 25th congressional district. The changes would also impact cities across county borders, such as 29 Palms, which would also fall under Ruiz's representation. Now, on one hand, supporters say it ensures fairness after other states like Texas gerrymandered maps. And on the other, opponents call it a political power grab.
The difference between what we're doing and what Texas has done is in Texas, the politicians redrew the map and got it passed. the people of California will decide whether to temporarily redistrict as a response to Trump and Texas.
There's 5 congressional districts that could potentially become more favorable to Democrats. But really what we're looking at is actually it'll impact about 10 congressional districts. It'll make 5 of them a lot more Democratic, and it'll make 5 of them a little more Democratic. So I think that it would definitely, it could impact national elections. It doesn't mean they're going to wipe the Republicans out. There's nothing stopping us from working hard, getting our message out.
Now, Proposition 50 is already classified as the 3rd most expensive ballot measure in the history of California, and that's according to the California Secretary of State. As of October 2nd, Prop 50 has raised approximately $215 million from several different major donors, including the California Teachers Association and the National Education Association. $2.6 million of those funds were transferred from Newsom's gubernatorial campaign. And there we see the numbers on that screen. Now, some of those major donors do include, as I previously mentioned, the National Teachers Association, as well as several $1 million from Governor Gavin Newsom's gubernatorial campaign. And now, before that deadline approaches, we are really less than a month away from Election Day. So here are some key dates to know. As of October 6th, ballots are mailed to all registered voters. That's today. October 7th, tomorrow, ballot drop boxes open. Now, voter registration deadline is October 20th, and although Election Day isn't until November 4th, early in-person voting does begin on October 25th. So all those very important dates to remember. Now, coming up in our midday newscast, we'll take a closer look at the changes that may occur for local districts if Prop 50 is passed. Live in studio, I'm Alondra Campos. Back to you, Mary.
Alondra, thank you so much for that report. We're going to head outside. Here's a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs as the sun comes up on this beautiful Monday morning. Time now to check back in with Pablo in the Weather Center for a look at your forecast today. Hi, Pablo.
Hello, everyone. A beautiful day here in Palm Springs. Normal for the temperature, 95 high. But look at the record back in 2024, 115. But what I really want you to see, back in 1932, a low of 42 degrees. Wow, global warming? Maybe, I don't know, but 115 to 42, that's a big, big change in less than 100 years. Hourly temperatures, as we're seeing right now, around 3 p.m., we're going to reach 93 degrees in Palm Springs, but it was gorgeous this morning, and at night it's going to be a beautiful 80 degrees and dropping even more. 95 degrees, the high in Palm Springs. Other cities in the area, really like Idlewild, 80 degrees there. Indio coming in at 95, Thousand Palms at 95, Thermal 97 degrees. Our 3-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Beautiful, absolutely zero chance of precipitation. It will heat up tomorrow, highs of 97 degrees, and on Wednesday, 96 degrees as well. But in my full weather, I'll let you know what day you might need an umbrella. I'm Pablo. Back over to Mary.
All right, Pablo, thanks so much. Well, the government shutdown is entering its 6th day, and there is no sign of negotiating between either side while federal workers' jobs hang in the balance. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is sending National Guard troops to Chicago despite the Illinois governor's objections. This as a federal judge blocked an administration effort to send National Guard troops from other states into Portland, Oregon. NBC's Alice Barr has the very latest now from Washington.
President Trump, are you supporting President Trump's push to send National Guard troops into more American cities facing new pushback. In Portland, Oregon overnight, where protests are underway, a federal judge blocked the Trump administration's move to send National Guard troops from California or any other state into the city. California's governor celebrating the order, writing, quote, Trump's abuse of power won't stand. That follows a separate ruling blocking the deployment of 200 Oregon National Guard soldiers to Portland.
I appointed the judge and he goes like that, so I wasn't served well. Portland is burning to the ground.
Portland police say the protests there have been contained to a single block. While in Chicago, the Trump administration ordering 300 National Guard troops into the city, making good on weeks of threats over the Illinois governor's objections.
They want to create the war zone so that they can send in even more troops.
Republican leaders rejecting that.
U.S. military, Mr.
I don't
Speaker.
think you should ask the governor. I think you should ask the citizens who are in fear for their lives and livelihoods in these cities.
citing recent attacks on ICE officers, including this. The Department of Homeland Security says happened Saturday in Chicago. A black SUV repeatedly slamming a truck with ICE agents inside, all as the federal government shutdown stretches into its 6th day, with President Trump warning mass layoffs of federal workers are coming.
I call them Democrat layoffs.
We tried to get President Trump to sit down with us weeks ago.
Negotiations at a standstill with military service members among the thousands working without pay. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Meanwhile, President Trump on Sunday said the judge who blocked him from deploying National Guard troops to Portland should be ashamed. Trump said that he, quote, wasn't served well by U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut, an appointee of his who issued the temporary restraining order, as you just heard there in that story with Alice Barr. Saturday, it was announced that 300 National Guardsmen will be deployed within Illinois, those troops coming from California's National Guard. California and Oregon officials are both trying to halt that deployment. A New Jersey man is in custody charged with possessing explosives outside a church in Washington, D.C. The annual Red Mass took place at St. Matthew's Cathedral to offer blessings to members of the Supreme Court ahead of the start of the new term. The justices begin their term on Monday. Oftentimes, justices attend that Mass, but luckily no justices were there on Sunday. Police say officers approached Luis Jerry, who had set up a tent on the steps of the church. They arrested him when he refused to leave. Now, a search of his belongings turned up explosives. Luckily, no one was hurt. Well, earlier we showed you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and I told you I'd show you that photo again and give you a little hint before we reveal it at the end of our broadcast. So here's the photo. Take a good look. Here's the hint. You can find this public space right next to a baseball park. Think about that. We'll tell you more about this location coming up later in our broadcast. Next on your morning news, we swing by the sports desk to catch up with NBC Palm Springs' Caitlin Kelly. That's coming up. But first, we're going to take you back outside. This is a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. What a beautiful sunrise to start off on Monday morning. Pablo Alsina will have your AccuWeather forecast for you straight ahead.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Pablo Alsina with your full weather, and look at the gorgeous, beautiful shot right there. The mountains looking pristine. Agua Caliente casino camera. I'm actually staying at the Agua Caliente in Rancho Mirage. I'm looking for a place to stay, so if anybody knows where I should get a good place, let me know. I want to know the best area to live in Palm Springs. Let's go to our weather. Weather right now, 69 degrees in Palm Springs, 0.00 chance of rain today and tomorrow. We might have rain later on this week. I'll talk about that in a few seconds. The wind gusts, relatively calm. Palm Springs coming in at 6 miles an hour. My hair hasn't moved at all. Maybe my eyebrows a little bit, but the wind gusts are settling in nicely. Temperatures right now in Big Bear City, 30 degrees. So strange for me to think a place so close is 30 degrees. Palm Springs at 69 degrees, Desert Springs at 72. And the high temperatures in the area in LA, 78 degrees. That's where I'm moving from. But I'm originally from Miami, so I'm not used to mountains. So that's why it kind of trips me out when I see temperatures change so much up in the mountains. Palm Springs at 95 degrees. Lake Havasu City at 94 degrees. But in our area, Palm Springs coming in at 95. Palm Desert, the high for the area at 96. Big Bear 65, Banning, our friends over there at 84 degrees in the 80s. I love that. Low temperatures for tonight, Cabazon 61 degrees, Palm Springs coming in at 70. Our 7-day forecast, and I mentioned the rain on Friday. We do expect to have rain, but for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 0 chance of rain. Our 7-day forecast, of course, brought to you by Comfort Air. 95 degrees today, which, like I said earlier, is normal for today. I'm Pablo Alsina. More NBC Palm Springs news coming up next.
NBC Palm Springs Sports, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
It was a wild finish at the Epson Tour Championship Golf Tournament in Indian Wells yesterday. Our Caitlin Kelly was there and has more for us.
It was the fourth and final day of the Epson Tour Championship in Indian Wells, the ultimate stop on the road to the LPGA. The stakes couldn't be higher, with the top 15 players earning their official LPGA Tour cards. But the spotlight belonged to two Americans, Ann Chen and Sophia Schubert, who finished regulation tied at 22 under par. What followed was a playoff for the ages. Hole after hole, the two battled under the desert sun, neither willing to give in. But on the 5th playoff hole, Ann Chen finally sealed the deal, capturing the championship title and capping off a dramatic finish to the 2025 Epson Tour Championship at Indian Wells. With NBC Palm Springs, I'm Caitlin Kelly.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, the new Taylor Swift album, Life of a Showgirl, released last week. And to celebrate, TikTok and Taylor teamed up for a fan experience at the Century City Mall in Los Angeles. Lucelia Caballero reports.
We love you, Taylor! Fans of all ages are flocking to Westfield Century City for a glamorous celebration of Taylor Swift's brand new album. I'm probably the biggest Swiftie in the whole world. Gabriella Crute and her mom Danielle were strutting their showgirl look at the mall.
And for us to be able to bond, but also have a wonderful example of a strong woman.
Taylor Swift is so inspiring to me, and I just love her music.
She's my little bestie, so yeah, it's wonderful to share it together.
But they aren't the only ones.
Orange and teal, we are wearing the Showgirl colors. We're here to see the Life of a Showgirl release party movie and to experience the TikTok activation. We bought these tickets like the second that they dropped. We reserved the activation the second it dropped. We listened to the album the second it dropped.
And TikTok is also joining in on the fun, creating a very immersive fan experience. We're talking, you get to be on the set of Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl, creating and recreating your favorite memories from the music video for The Fate of Ophelia. And you can take advantage of this experience through October 9th.
Showgirl, of course.
Eugene Alejo and his friend Jennifer Mondock couldn't wait to get in.
I'm most excited about the set.
Adding this album is a symbol of everything Swift stands for.
She is very inclusive and welcoming, especially when she releases new music.
Ever since the Eras tour, I could not get enough of Taylor.
Mondock says Taylor's music gets her through life.
So I work as a nurse, so I pick up a lyric from one of her songs, and that becomes my theme for the week.
With fans dressed in sequins, fringe, and Taylor eras couture, this celebration is more than just a marketing movement. It's a mirror ball movement.
How to bring it out today? Yeah. I think there's a deeper ability for us to connect as individuals.
And yes, there are friendship bracelets. So many friendship bracelets.
The Fate of Ophelia.
TLOAS.
TS12. So whether you're here to snap the perfect selfie or scream seeing your heart out in the theater, just remember what Taylor says. The stage isn't a place, it's a feeling. And here, the spotlight's on you.
And baby, that's show business for you.
In Century City, Lucelia Caballero, KCAL News.
It's time now to reveal our special location for our broadcast. Did you guess where this is? Well, this is Patriot Park in Cathedral City. It's off Dave Palm Drive, right next to the library and Big League Dreams. It's a baseball field where all the Little League teams play. It's a really beautiful little spot. Pablo, you're going to get to know some of the areas in town. And if you missed it, off the top of our broadcast, we welcomed our newest team member, Pablo Alsina, to our family. And Jerry is going to be off for about a month. Pablo will fill in the morning.